Good morning all, hope you're doing well. FXSSI.com have got a new COT data indicator. So the COT is the commitment of traders, and there's lots of information on the internet and what that is. Essentially we're looking at the non-coms or the large speculators, and we want to see what they're doing and how they're positioned. So this will tell us. And so come to the FXSSI.com /COT indicator. I'll put the link on YouTube. And then click the download for MT4, and then it will result into a file, a zip file, and then you can extract that, then you can extract this, and then you'll have an exe file, and you might not know what to do with that. So right click, copy, and then you come into Metatrader 4 or 5, depends on what you select. We're doing MT4 just because, you know, we clicked MT4. And then you come to file, open data folder. And then you're going into MQL4, and then your indicators, right click, paste. It'll say do you want to replace, because that's where it already is, because I've been testing it. So we can skip that file, that's fine. And so this is what it will look like when you've dragged it to your desktop and to your terminal. So go to the navigator. You'll need to refresh, and then it will appear here, fxssi.cot. I'm used to saying .com, but we're .cot. And so you drag it onto your terminal, and then so we got the data. So by default, it will look like this. And so what we want to be looking at is the COT data. We can also look at TFF as well, the financial futures, the traders of the financial futures, but we'll just look at COT for now. And what we want to be looking at is this green line, because this is your large specs. And this is the non-coms. So what I would do personally, I'd make that a little bit wider, because that's more important. Well, it's the most important of all these lines. And then what it does, it tells us the big banks and their positioning on the Euro USD. So you can see how they've gone long. They've been buying, and so price is coming up. Now what you'll find is that the retail guys are doing the absolute opposite. And whether or not the non-coms are watching what the retail guys are doing, the small speculators, is quite likely, because you see how prices inversely reacted to the retail sentiment. So, what is interesting, what I did say in Telegram, is if you were to use this exclusively and just bought when the banks did, look what happened there, all right? Can you afford a 440 pip drawdown? No, no one can. So what you want to do is have this in conjunction with the sentiment indicators from fxssi.com. I mean, admittedly, you could have potentially bought there, but you would have been a horrible drawdown for a long time. For 28 days, you'd have just broken even. So while this is incredibly powerful, you do want to use it in conjunction with other indicators, and I recommend that you use the sentiment indicators from fxssi.com. So let's say you attempted to potentially go long with the banks, but you might have been better to have waited for this ratio line to cross from above, and we crossed to 50%. So when they sell it, we should see price come up. So that would be a better entry here. They sold it here, and then they went long, admittedly, and they sold it again here, and they sold it here, and then they have held on since. So this chop has got them a bit caught out. So lots of opportunities to make profits. This is your eagle eye view. This is what you want to be doing. You want to be looking for buys because of that. Okay, so ideally you're looking for confirmations from the ratios, and this is a daily time frame. So remember, the COT data is best on the high time frame. For the ratios, I would really drill down a lot more, and so you can see how it's a little bit easier. And we take these off potentially because these could be a bit noisy. And what we're looking for is a crossover from above going below, and there's your entry there. So the big time frame for the COT data, small time frame for the sentiment indicators, and there's your entry there, 102.67. and we've rallied 145 pips since. Okay, so then, you know, that's what you're doing. You're looking at the big picture for the COT data and knowing which way, if it's a buy or a sell, and then you're looking for confirmations using the indicators from fxsi.com. And obviously, if you look at your pivots as well, and you check your monthly pivot, where are we above? Are we above or below monthly pivot? There's monthly pivot, right? So you're looking for buys when we're above MP, monthly pivot, and you're looking for buys because of the COT data, and then you're looking for like a sniper entry using the ratios. You don't have to just use the ratios. You can use the profit ratio. You can also use the order book as well for looking for levels of support, especially where to target. But just to keep it nice and simple, we'll just use the COT data for the eagle eye view. Use your pivots, and then you use your ratios. So high time frame, low time frame, and then entry. And of course, you need to exercise your money management as well. So let's say you wanted to buy here, your stop could have been there. So it's not too bad. Let's have a look. Yeah, it could have been a 20 pip stop, 16 pip stop there. That's the point of entry here, because we crossed from above and we went below. They sold it against that 50%, and then that was where your stop would have been. And hypothetically, it could have been a humongous risk to reward using that setup. So quite interesting, and you do want to be looking at your sentiment at all times. If you're not looking at the sentiment, then you're probably, well, you're sort of doing yourself a little bit of a disfavor because it's so powerful. And also keep an eye on the eagle eye view on our spreadsheet as well. Look where the dollar is and the euro as well. They have, retail guys have been long the USD, and so that's going to obviously hurt the USD prospects for longs. If the dumb money are long and they're buying over time, it's going to hurt that prospect for that to do well. And we can see in the COT data, we should be coming up. So just to recapitulate, we're using the COT data at the high time frame, and then we're using the small time frame for ratios, and then you're doing your money management as well. For where you're going to put your stop, because it's really, really, really important to know where to put a stop. So entry there, you know, your stop could have been there, and then you try and use your monthly pivots as well, and we're well above monthly pivots. So you're looking for dips. Technically speaking, you're looking for dips to buy, and we're coming up to new monthly pivots soon as well. We've got NFP next week, and we've got the Fed minutes. So do be aware of that. We could see like an angry USD potentially. So, you know, bear in mind that the big picture is that this is a buy. Sentimentally, we can also look at the custom, and then we can look at the ratios. Where are we? Current ratio. I couldn't remember what it's called. That's fine. And so we are definitely a buy because we'll blow 50%, you see. So green from all those sentiment providers, and so that's that. So pretty useful, pretty amazing. Well, very amazing actually. So make sure you're not on the wrong side of the trade. You know that because of the COT data, and you'll know that because of the sentiment indicators, the ratios. Keep on the right side of that 50%, otherwise it will be very painful. And we see people on Twitter, they've been caught offside, and they're incurring a lot of loss, a huge loss as well. So, and they have sold it here towards the close. So we went from 38.81 to 37.6. So we have shifted as we went into the close. So that candle would have probably induced that move there. And just to know that you got the Black Friday deal at the fxsi.com. And then you've got your lifetime subscription with the code for $289, and that's a lifetime. So that's a lifetime of profitable trades using the indicators. And if you need me to help you, just let me know, because I won't mind. I love to help people. So do use that code. Get this. It's absolutely ridiculously amazing. And if you're trading, you do need to look at your sentiment. And this is the best sentiment indicator suite in existence. Okay, so worth considering. and also use that COT data because it looks absolutely amazing. We're going to be incorporating this into our analysis in the QDB Discord going forward. And that's it. So have a great day, have a great weekend, and I'll speak to you guys on Monday.